Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and it's been almost 1 year since the iPhone 5S came out. The iPhone 5S gave us a bit of an update from the iPhone 5 as far as colors, Touch ID, and the processor inside. But other than that, it's pretty much the same layout. Now, after a year, the phone's feeling a bit small compared with all of the different larger phones out there and the rumors of a larger iPhone. And I thought we'd talk about how well it's actually held up over that year period. Now, as you can see, I don't have a case on my phone, and many of you, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I usually use a glass screen protector, and that's what I have on here now. I generally use a screen protector if it's glass. Those are my favorite type. They're nice and smooth, similar to the phone itself, and that's really the best experience on a smartphone, in my opinion, if you don't have other than not having it on there to begin with. Now, as you can see, there's no case on here, and overall, it's held up pretty well. There are a few little scratches here and there, but for not having a case on it, it's done pretty well. Now, I'm not the type of person that drops my phone. I'm not clumsy with it. I place it in my pocket. It's usually in my right-hand pocket, and that's about it. If it's not in my pocket, it's on my desk or in a dock, either in my car or on my desk. So for the most part, it's not really in harm's way, getting dropped anywhere, anything like that. Now, if I do feel like I'm going to have a problem with that, I'll throw it in a case. I have the Apple case here, and again, if you've seen my videos, you know that I've used quite a few different cases. So I will use them from time to time if I know I'm going to be in a situation where I might need something like that. Now, this phone itself has held up really well. I think the back of it looks a little bit scratched just from setting it down. So setting it on a table from day to day, it's getting slid around a little bit, tends to scratch it here and there. And you can see the Apple logo itself has a scratch across it. And these aren't scratches you can really feel. You can just kind of see them. There's a little scratch across it and some rub marks. But overall, it's held up pretty well. The glass, really, you can't see any scratches until you get into bright light. Then you can see scratches. There's actually a few tiny little very, very small scratches right here on the top. It's really hard to see any scratches. The sapphire glass that covers the lens has absolutely no scratches on it, and it shouldn't really. There's not really a reason that would scratch. And around the sides here, you can see it looks pretty good, but upon further examination up close, you've got a little wear right here where it must have rubbed some of the anodized coating off of it. So that's kind of a bit of a bad thing. And you've got little tiny pieces all down the side that have the exact same problem. But overall, looks pretty good that way. Now along this side, same thing. Looks pretty nice and clean. Along the edges, absolutely no problems here. Now on the glass screen protector, however, there is a few scratches, and I don't really know what that's caused from. It's not really in any environment other than my pocket that really would cause it to scratch. So maybe I had some dust in there and it scratched it, or some dirt or something like that. I'm not really sure. I don't have anything ever in my pockets except for my phone, so I'm not really sure what it would be. The sapphire crystal of the thumb rest here, or the Touch ID, has 0 scratches on it, and that's because it's sapphire and super hard. And hopefully the iPhone 6 has a sapphire display. We should know that pretty soon. But overall, I think it's held up pretty well. I actually had this screen protector off for a little while, used a slip case on and off, had 0 problems with any scratches. The button itself works well. It clicks well. It's actually got a nice click feel to it all the time. And on the top here, all of the buttons work nice and very tactile still. Feel pretty much new. The switch, all of the ports work well. I have no problems there, and the speaker at all. I've actually had 0 problems with this phone whatsoever. With the iPhone 5S, on the other hand, or actually, I take that back. The iPhone 5S, I actually had a problem with the Touch ID button itself originally, and actually shook a little bit and didn't click as well anymore, and I'm not really sure. Same with the home button or the sleep wake button. So I can't really say that I had 0 problems. They actually swapped the phone out for free, so that's Apple and their customer service. But since then, my phone basically looks the same as it did before, but it's really held up nice. I love to feel the textures of the back and everything, and that's really why I don't use anything on the back. If anything, I generally use a skin, and then sometimes I'll use something like a waterproof case or something along those lines if I was going somewhere where I don't want to get dust and sand in it or anything like that. Overall, though, I'm pretty impressed. It's held up really well. I'm really anxious for the next phone, hopefully a bigger phone. There's some really nice, larger phones out there that I'm anxious to get my hands on, or I have gotten my hands on, and like the OnePlus One here. It's actually under here, but it's a giant phone compared to this, and it is a big phone, but I would love to have a larger iPhone. That would really be a great thing for me, especially since you can see how large my hands are with the phone. But let me know your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear how well your iPhone 5S has held up over the past year. Have you had any problems? Has it scratched more than mine, less than mine? Any problems with anything at all? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.